More news coming in. US threatens more tariffs on India if Trump-Putin talks fail. US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has cautioned that Washington could be raising secondary tariffs in India depending on the outcome of President Donald Trump's meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska on Friday. We've already imposed secondary tariffs on Indians for purchasing Russian oil. If things don't go well, sanctions or secondary tariffs could be increased, is what he's told Bloomberg TV on Wednesday. Earlier this month, Trump had slapped a 25% penalty on India, in addition to existing 25% tariffs for buying oil and weapons from Russia. It's a concern that has been raised, and this is something that India has to look at in terms of the talks between both the leaders. Now, US making it clear, Pranay, that there would be further tariffs on India if at all the talks don't go well in the direction in which US is hoping. Of course, US has spoken about the fact that there has to be truce now, and if that does not work out, then there could be more tariffs, a direct implication on India in that sense.
Indeed, there are direct implications, Neha, and if you see, India is already in a category of highest tariff imposed by the United States. Besides Brazil, now it's India which is facing the highest amount of tariff in U.S. market, which is of a tune of 50%. Like 25% has announced earlier by President Donald Trump through his executive order, and thereafter additional 25% penalty ad valorem on India's oil purchase from Russia. And also, this is the statement which came from the U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent in a television interview. Therein, he said that Washington may raise secondary tariffs on India, depending on the outcome of President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin's meeting in Alaska on Friday. And clearly, the kind of semantics used during this interview, vis-a-vis India. There are concerns in New Delhi as far as these negotiations are concerned. India want to remain engaged with the United States. We want to work out the solution. However, there are red lines, and we have conveyed it to our U.S. counterparts. During the trade negotiations, Indian side has conveyed its red lines. Red lines, as in the trade, the agriculture sector, dairy sector. There are certain things where India has to protect, and even in case of the Russian oil purchase, India, through the public statement issued by the Ministry of External Affairs, we have made it clear that India has its own concern to ensure the energy security of 1.4 billion population, and therefore India bought Russian oil, and also that too complying complying the price cap imposed by the Western countries.